All right, Bonnie, thank you so much for getting on the call with me today to do the success story testimonial for Kathleen and Jolene. And to start off with, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do?
Hi, thanks for having me. Yes, my husband Brian and I are real estate agents in Southwest Florida, and we have a team that over the last several years we have been growing to continue improving our production level, where we are now over 200 transactions a year.
Fantastic. And first question for you, how long have you been working with Kathleen and Jolene?
I've known both of them about the same amount of time, between 3 and 4 years.
All right. And since you started working with Kathleen and Jolene, how has your system of hiring people and training people once they get started with you changed?
It has changed tremendously. In the beginning, my husband and I would stay up late at night going through all the resumes that would come in and sorting them into piles of who we wanted to call and who looked good, who might be backups. And oftentimes we would end up bringing them in and being disappointed once we did meet them. After starting to use Jolene and Kathleen, we haven't had to get involved in that process until we have vetted candidates that are strong and becomes a hard decision to actually make in the end. So the time savings that they've offered us has been tremendous, and their expertise, of course, to where we're having stronger candidates from the gate.
Great. And since you've been working with them, what's been the best part of having the relationship with Kathleen and Jolene?
They offer so many benefits, but one of them has been having somebody to bounce the ideas off of that has seen other businesses grow that are like ours, similar to ours. And it's like having a coach in your corner telling you whether or not you're on the right track. So that's been great. And then, of course, helping us make sure the person fits in the position well once they are there. The transition in has made the startup process a much smoother integration into the team.
Right. So tell us a specific story about a time that Kathleen or Jolene or anyone on their team has gone above and beyond your expectations since you've been working with them.
Again, there's been more times than just one that I can think of that they have done that. That seems to be just the way that they operate. But I have been in positions with employees before where we're needing to relook at their packages because they've been offered another job somewhere. And they have always made the time to come in, relook at those packages with me for compensation, and help us represent something that's going to be a package that will retain that employee. And that in itself has been one of the most beneficial aspects of working with them, is having that connection where when you get in a jam, they're there to help you solve that problem.
All right. And last question for you, Bonnie. What would you tell someone that may be on the fence about getting started with Kathleen and Jolene to help them with their hiring and their business?
Process of having somebody take that out of your hands in the beginning for my husband and I was a little intimidating, wondering, are they going to know who to look for, how this works, and how could they know how we work? But they spent so much time with us getting to know who we are and how we work that I was pleasantly surprised knowing when the candidates did come in how closely they were matched with us. So thinking that maybe it's something you want to do, the return on the dollar from the time that they save you being able to continue working in your business while you're looking for an employee, and the placement of the candidate and finding those strong ones. They're not going to send you somebody that isn't qualified just to complete the job. They will really find you the right fit for who you are. It is a no-brainer on the time savings and finding a good candidate.
Last question for you, Bonnie. Is there anything else before we finish this call that you would like to share with the audience?
Absolutely. Both Kathleen and Jolene have such a strong background in this area with finding employees and understanding how our businesses operate, that their goal has been on retention and helping us train our employees to be able to retain them. Even though they're in the world of the hiring the new person for you. They're there just as much for the retention piece of it. And in the beginning, I had laughed and said, well, I think I need to put you on retainer, Kathleen, because I seem like I'm always needing you for something. And that has been exactly what we've ended up doing, which has been a huge benefit to our entire team in growing the process.
All right, Bonnie. Well, thank you so much for getting on this call again. I know that Kathleen and Jolene really appreciate you doing this for them, and we wish you all the best and continued success.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on their behalf.